Okay, welcome to Pyjama Pilates today. So let's start by taking a seat. I would suggest you take a seat on a cushion or two, only because it lifts you up through the spine a little bit more. So what happens sometimes is when we're sitting, we can sink down into our lower along the spine. So if you take a seat on a cushion or two, it helps you lift up. And you don't have to have your legs crossed, you can have them wherever your body feels comfortable with them. So wherever you are, you want to think about lengthening along through the spine. So you're imagining a piece of string lifting you all the way up to the crown of your head. And just relaxing your shoulders back and down. Your chin parallel with the floor. And then we're just going to start with some breath work. We're going to focus a little bit on Pilates breath work today. So you're going to breathe in through the nose. And you're breathing out through your mouth. Now, as you breathe out, you want to breathe out through pursed lips. So it's like you're blowing through a straw. And see if you can make your breath out longer than your breath in. What you might want to do as you breathe is maybe bring your hand to your ribcage, maybe to your belly, and just notice what happens. Although we're lifting up through the spine, we should be able to let our ribcage open and expand as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, it relaxes. And as we're not really focusing, so we have a little engagement through the abdominals because we're nice and lifted, but we should still get maybe a little bit of expansion through your center, as well as your rib cage, and as we breathe out, it eases back in again. And you may want to close your eyes so you can really feel what's happening. Sometimes when we have our eyes open, we're not able to sense so much what's going around us. So just closing the eyes means you become more aware of what's happening to your body. So we're just going to relax the shoulders a little bit more, but keep lifted up through the spine. We'll do one more breath here. Then you're just going to gently open your eyes. Reshift yourself around if you need to, just to make sure you feel comfortable. So we're keeping that length into the body, and we're just going to bring some movements and mobility into our arms. So we're going to take small arm circles, so elbow bends, and we're just going to bring the arm back and round. So we breathe out. So just imagine you're brushing your hair. You want to keep the movement small and smooth and controlled. The rest of the body stays as still as possible. So we're just trying to get the movement into the shoulder. We've got one more this side. Breathing out, breathing in to release and come down. Let's change sides. So we're breathing out as we circle around, breathing in to come back. So again, just notice how it feels from side to side. Make it small if you need to. You can always just not take the arm up. And again, smooth and slow. You've got two more this side. And last one. Okay, coming back to center. You're going to bring your palms together. You're going to press gently into the palms. Keep lifting tall. You should be able to feel a little activation through the upper back and shoulders. So chin parallel with the floor. Eye gaze stays facing forward, and we just take a little twist to one side. It's not about how far you go, it's just about controlling, finding a little bit of movement through the side of the body. So we breathe out, a little twist, breathe in to come back. And only go as far as it feels comfortable, and keep that little press into the palms so we get a little bit of focus to the upper back and shoulders. You've got one more. And then bring it back to center, arms down. Okay, we're just going to lift the arm up above the head. So reaching nice and tall, shoulder is down, elbow is soft. Other hand on the floor, again, elbow bend, and we're just going to take a small side bend. So we're lifting a little bit of the hip, but the sit bones stay on the floor. We bring the arm down slowly, and then we change sides. So lifting nice and tall through the spine, lifting up, elbow is soft, shoulder is down, and then we take a little C shape over, and then we bring it back down again. We'll do one more each side. So we breathe in to reach up, shoulder down, elbow soft. Take a little breath out as we come over, and then bring it back, and then lower. Last one. Nice and slowly. Try not to lock anything out, just easing over gently, and then bring it back. Okay. From here, we're going to take a little lie down on your back. So take your time to get that. Now, you may want to hold a cushion underneath your head. So you may want to roll onto your sides and then bring yourself ever so slowly onto your back. So if you feel that the chin lifts up and you can see more above you than in front of you, just pop a cushion underneath your head so you're tucking your chin in. So the eye gaze is towards the seeing the wall in front rather than above you. Okay. We want to balance into our sacrum, that little diamond shape above your tailbone. And we want to relax the shoulders, palms sink down to the floor. And then just bring awareness to the hips, find the balance from side to side, and then just take a little bit of stability into your ribs and hips. So I want you to imagine, we're just going to pretend the movement to start with. If you want to, you can always slide your fingertips underneath your lower back. So we've got a little bit of activation between ribs and hips, but we're not pressing the lower back down. We're staying in neutral, so we want to find that balance. And on your fingers, there should be no extra pressure on your fingers at any time. When we do the movement, it should stay the same, hopefully. Okay, so you want to imagine you're lifting one foot off the floor, but not actually lift, and then release. Okay, and then imagine you're lifting the other leg off the floor, and then release. So you'll feel as you lift, that you want to lift the leg off, but doesn't actually lift. So you should feel something going on through the center, maybe a little bit into the back, and then release. Now, as you pretend to lift, you should try not to put any extra weight in the supporting leg. And if you can, we breathe in to lift, exhale to release. So we breathe and release. So we want to make sure the hip bone stays facing upwards. And if you've got your fingertip underneath your back, you want to make sure you shouldn't really feel any pressure coming onto the fingers when you pretend to lift the leg. And as it comes back down, you may feel a difference inside side, which is perfectly normal. But what we want to do is try and get balance and the same pressure from side to side. So just give me one more of those, and you can stay with these if you want to. If you want to next time, you can slide the heel across the floor. So we're lengthening up through the leg, but not locking it out, opening up through the hip, and slide the leg backwards. Hopefully not catching the edge of your mat or the side of your bed. Okay, so we breathe out to extend, hip bones stay facing up towards the ceiling. Try not to put any extra pressure to the supporting leg, and then draw the leg back in again. So we're breathing out as we're lengthening, chin staying tucked in, relaxing through the neck and shoulders the whole time, and then bringing the leg back in. Again, you want to make sure you stay stable. So if you've got your fingertips underneath your lower back still, you can take them away if you want to. And again, you should feel that there's no lift through the lower back on the way in, way out, exactly like we were practicing with that pretend rather than actually doing anything. I sometimes think you get more out pretending to do it, you're more aware of what's going on than actually doing the movement sometimes. You've got one more of these. Bring it back, feet hip distance apart again. Just take that moment to balance into the sacrum. Relax, shoulders down and back. Right, palms face the floor to begin with. Draw the shoulders back and down. So we're going to just release a little bit of work through the arms, and then we're going to focus a bit on pelvic floor. So we're going to lift the arms up, just underneath the shoulders, rotate so the palms face each other, and then take the arms above the head, but just make sure the elbows are soft. And we bring it above the shoulders, rotate, and draw down nice and smoothly. Now, when you do this movement, you want to make sure we keep that connection to the center. You want to make sure the rib cage doesn't want to pop up or lift. It wants to stay down as the arm comes overhead, and the shoulder is away from the ears. Come up, rotate, and then we draw the shoulders down towards the hip bones. So we're breathing into rise, chin tucked in. Palms face each other, breathing out, shoulders. Fingertips down towards the floor. Again, just be careful what's happening through the rib cage, through the abdominals. Now, if it feels like you can't go so far, just don't. What happens is the more we repeat the movement, the more it releases off and we can go a little bit further. But you have to listen to your body. So we lift up, rotate, and slowly. Shoulders away from ears. Rib cage stays down. And then we slowly come back and lower. You've got one more of these. So breathe in, rotate, breath out as we smoothly come overhead, or as smooth as possible. Breathe in, exhale, slowly draw the ribs down towards your hips. Okay, just relax here. We're going to focus a little bit on pelvic floor. So if you've been with me the last few weeks, you can come straight in. I'll add on bit by bit and you choose where you want to stay. Okay, so you're going to think about drawing your coccyx bone towards your pubic bone at the front. So you're going to draw them towards each other and then release. So we're drawing them towards each other and release. Now, if you may want to stay with this. If you're just starting out and you've not done this for a while, you just may want to start with drawing the pubic bone towards your coccyx bone to your pubic bone. If you want to, you can add on the 4 points. So we've got our 2 sitting bones, our coccyx bone coming to our pubic bone. So you've got those 4 and that diamond shape, that 4 points of contact drawing together and then releasing. So again, we draw that together and release. Now, for those of you who've been doing it the last few weeks, you can do a few faster ones and a few slower ones. Just play with the movement. If you've not been doing it for a few weeks, I would just stay with a simple movement, just drawing in and releasing. And for those of you who are ready to do it, you can always add your breath. So we breathe out as we draw the diamond shape together, or the coccyx bone to your pubic bone, and breathe in to release. So a great way to think about it is, this is not for males really, but we can visualize as females. You're drawing your testicles towards your spectacles. It's amazing how actually, just doing that movement, that visualization in your head, you get an awful lot more out of your pelvic floor. So just a quick reminder about a pelvic floor is we want to make sure it's coming under, so it's deep work underneath the abdominals. We want to make sure the bottom cheeks aren't working, the thighs, and also the back and the upper abdominals aren't working. So we're really thinking about that deep movement, that deep activation. So we breathe out to activate or breathe in to release. Now, if you want to, you can stay with practicing depending on what level you're at. If you want to, we can add it to the arm movement we were just doing a moment ago. So palms reach forward on the floor, chin tucks in. So you start by drawing or activating through your pelvic floor, and then we lift the arms up, Rotate, shoulders relax. Arms above the head. Again, just be aware what's happening into the rib cage. And then you can relax your pelvic floor at any point on the way back. And we draw our shoulder blades down towards our mat. If it's too much to add the pelvic floor in, just stay with the pelvic floor rather than adding the arms, or you can just come back to the arms and no pelvic floor. If you're doing both together, we activate through the pelvic floor, find our diamond. Breathing out, breathing in to lift, rotate. Breathing out, arms above the head, shoulders relax. Breathing in, and then you can relax your pelvic floor whenever you want to, but just make sure it's fully relaxed by the time the arms reach the floor. So it's really important to be able to activate the pelvic floor as well as relax it. All right, wherever you are, we've got one more with the arms. So focusing on finding the pelvic floor first. Arms are rising smoothly, shoulders stay down. Rotate. Arms come overhead, nice and slowly, shoulders away from ears. Bring the arms back up slowly. And then gently draw the shoulder blades down towards the hips. And then just relax there. Relaxing the shoulders away from ears. We're just going to do a little bit of hip flexor release. Now, it's quite good control of the floor, so you can never go that far. So just gently draw one knee into chest. I don't need to grab it in too much, so it's a gentle draw in and extend the other leg across the mat. Getting a little bit of openness. Now, it doesn't matter if the leg is slightly bent, but the good thing is that actually your leg can't go anywhere, so you're fully supported in this position. And then slowly release. Let's change sides. The other knee comes to chest nice and slowly. Chin stays tucked in, and we extend the leg away. Again, nice and slowly, opening up through the hip. Again, it doesn't matter if the leg doesn't come all the way. And then slowly rise up. And then we're going to bring the legs down. We're going to keep the feet hip distance apart, and we're going to work on our side glutes, so our pelvis stabilizing muscles. So shoulders staying down and back. Again, balancing into the sacrum, hands on your hip bones. So we have done this one quite a lot over the last few weeks, but it's a really good one to stabilize, and you can see a beautiful progression. So we're going to slowly take one knee out to the side. Opposite knee stays absolutely still. Hip bones stay facing up to the ceiling. It doesn't matter where this knee goes. The key thing is that the other side doesn't lift, and then we bring it back. Restabilize and change sides. So we breathe out if you can to let the knee come to the side. Knee doesn't move, hip doesn't move. And then slowly come back. So the key thing is we're trying to relax into our upper body and then really stabilize into our pelvis by taking the knee out wide to the side. So you want to imagine you've got a glass of juice on a knee that's not moving, and we don't want to spill it. So you may find one side it feels quite good, you go a little bit further. You may find the other side you just have to keep it smaller because it's strengthening. So you may just have to keep it smaller, and then over time you can go a little bit further and slowly come back. So we breathe out as we slowly lower. Breathe in to rise. Again, try not to put too much weight into the supporting leg. Try to keep it nice and smooth on the way out and way in. Again, finding balance into the sacrum and not wanting to rock. You want to feel that balance into the back. And slowly rising. Taking your time, Go at your own speed. Right, we've got one more. As long as you're equal each side, hopefully. And then slowly come back. Keeping the feet hip distance apart, hands on your ribcage, elbows on the floor. So we want to make sure we keep this moving really, really small to begin with. Feet stay hip distance apart, and we're just going to gently draw the knees towards one side, but making sure the opposite shoulder stays still. And you're like in a 10 to 2 position, so we're not coming very far. Come back to center. And the rib cage stays facing up towards the ceiling. We make sure we're not rolling, we're keeping the rib cage still. And again, knees in 10 to 2 position, we don't want to go very far. If you can, we add our breath. So we breathe out as the knees slowly come down to our 10 to 2. Shoulders relaxed, neck relaxed. Breathe in to come back to center. Rib cage stays still. And then we slowly come to the other side. Again, keeping the control, making sure the rib cage doesn't come up. We will do one more each side before coming into the last few minutes of relaxation. So it's always tempting to go a little bit further. We want to take it smooth, slow, and feel the control through the entire body. Right, slowly coming back. All the way. Okay, before we come to exercise, we'll do one more thing. We're going to come into a little bit of hip opening in a different way. So we're going to take ankle across to opposite knee. And we're just going to gently, and I mean gently, press the knee out a little bit. So maybe get a little bit of stretch into the bottom cheek, into the back, maybe into the hip flexor. Everybody's different. So you're not pressing it away too much so you're feeling a lift anywhere. We're just gently pushing away and making sure we're not locking out this elbow. Shoulder is soft. And then slowly release. And let's change sides. So again, ankle across to opposite knee. Again, just pressing gently away. Just making sure we're still level through our sacrum. Elbow is soft, relaxing through the upper body. And you may feel one side feels better than the other. Perfectly normal. We all use one side more than the other. And then release. Okay. Bring the feet back to the floor. So we're just coming to a little bit of relaxation. So you choose where you want to be. You may want your knees bent, knees resting on each other. You may prefer to have your legs log on the floor. You may prefer to come to lying or even to seated, wherever you want to be, and that feels good. So just move around a little bit and get yourself comfortable. So just make sure we've got balance in our bodies. And we're going to come back into that Pilates breathing, which we've been practicing all the way through. So we're breathing in through our nose and breathing out through our straw. I want you to relax your center, wherever you are. And maybe close your eyes if it feels good for you. And really let the breath help relax your body. Again, if you want to, you can always have your hand on the ribcage and on your tummy, breathing in Feel the expansion through the rib cage to the center. Breathing out and just relaxing down as you blow through your straw. Now you can stay focused with the breath if you want to, or you may want to bring a little bit of awareness as you breathe into your body. So become aware of your shoulders. Just make sure we're sinking into both sides equally. Think about encouraging the length back up through your neck, tucking your chin in. And bring your attention into your pelvis. So again, we want to think about both sides being equal. If your knees are bent, just be aware of your feet. Just see where you can relax. If your legs are long on the floor, just let them become heavy. To your thighs, to your calves. Maybe letting the feet roll out. Coming away through the front of your head. Just softening. And letting that relaxation flow to your center, your waist. And then noticing how you feel across your chest. Softening your breastbone. And relaxing your arms, your wrists, and your fingers. Bringing attention to your face. Even though we're blowing out through our pursed lips still, see if we can relax our mouth a little bit. Just to take the tension away from our jawline. And depending on where you are, you might just want to stay here and just keep sinking down and relaxing the entire body. Or you may want to bring some movement. So you may want to wiggle gently from the toes. You may want to release the wrist nice and slowly. To rotating gently, never forcing. You may want to lengthen the other legs long, arms above the head. Or you may just want to hug the knees in towards your chest. So it's entirely up to you where you want to be. It's your body and you know what feels good. You may want to take a little walk from side to side. So you can stay in whatever position that feels good for you. If you want to, you can gently roll into your sides. Maybe stay here. Or you can bring yourself slowly up just into the ground. Just taking time to get your body comfortable. And then whether you're still lying down on your sides or wherever you choose to be, we're going to just finish with a couple of breaths. So breathing in length, exhaling and allowing everything to soften. For one more breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Thank you all very much for today. Any questions, please let me know. I shall turn off the recording now.